Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Charles. You're watching Several Children TV. Back at it for a new video. Um, Today I have six stories for you guys, and without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, hit the cash app, money sign, CPA, capital C, PA 106. Again, money sign, capital C, PA 106. Our first story is out of Buffalo. Buffalo police is investigating vandalism at Casanova Park over the weekend. So, my neck of the woods, get it taken in. The Buffalo Police Department is investigating the harassment of a female worker and vandalism at a Casanova Park over the weekend. According to the mayor's office, between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Friday, unknown, unknown individuals harassed a female worker and broke glass bottles, broke a mirror in the park's restroom, tore a sink from the wall, threw trash cans into the road, and ripped plants from the ground. The vandalism continued on Sunday when, according to the mayor's office, around 6 p.m., vandals smashed two exterior glass windows on the park's casino, kicking its retaining walls, and threw garbage around the park. Damage is estimated at $5,000. This is the second time a city park, and repeat that again. This is the second time a city park has been vandalized this month. Earlier this month, vandals caused major damage at the MLK Park and Splash Pad. Here's my page. South District Councilman Christopher Scullin said that Olmsted Park's conservancy said due to vandalism and safety concerns, the restroom building at Casanova Park will be open for limited hours, and there will be a portable restroom available to visitors during full park hours. I'm gonna play you guys the news video. Give me a second. Give me a second to find the remote.
tonight, police in Buffalo are searching for whoever vandalized the local park. They say someone badly damaged the MLK Park Casino and then applied industrial glue on part of the splash pad. That splash pad was closed today. As senior reporter Eileen Buckley tells us tonight, the vandals also cut power to the park's security cameras.
Hateful people do hateful things.
Department of Public Works crews trying to power wash away the hateful damage to a section of the popular MLK splash pad. City crews tell me they believe whoever broke into the casino building earlier this week tossed a large amount of this industrial glue onto the cement pad below.
The vandalism at Martin Luther King Park was pretty extensive, very disappointing, extremely disappointing to me, disappointing to the entire community.
Mayor Byron Brown and Public Works Commissioner Nate Martin say there was significant damage to the inside of the MLK Casino building that was undergoing a $2 million renovation project by the city.
Extensive damage to interior walls, furniture, fixtures, thermostats ripped off the wall, activated the fire alarm system, the Ansel system. So, a lot of things that we've got to go back, restore, rebuild, take out, replace.
Department of Public Works crews say this splash pad will remain closed until all the work is completed.
There's really some people out here who don't want people on the east side of Buffalo having anything that is nice, that is for the public.
Longtime community activist Samuel Herbert once led the coalition to save MLK Park and the splash pad and continues to be a watchdog.
When I'm out here talking to parents, I tell them, look out for your children, look out for other people's children, and look out for people who look suspicious.
You've got to be outraged.
Yeah, I'm outraged when anything happens in MLK Park, especially if it has anything to do with the splash pad.
Herbert is now hoping the vandalism is a wake-up call for more security measures.
We need to have walking security while the kids are out here.
There are surveillance cameras on the building, but Public Works crews told me they believe vandals broke into the building and cut power off to prevent cameras from recording. The city police are working on leads. Eileen Buckley, 7 News, Buffalo.
I can't find the news video for the destruction that happened at Casanova Park. The vandalism that happened at MLK Park in Buffalo happened 11 days ago. And the Casanova incident happened not too long ago. I want to say this. Number one, you have a bunch of teams who don't have nothing better to do but to ruin and damage their own city. And so I think that my opinion needs to be more security, securing these parks. Parents needs to sit down with the children and talk to the children about this type of stuff because it is criminal. It's a crime. You vandalize something. That means you're destroying it. You're destroying its purpose, its value. At the end of the day, damages are expensive. They're cheap. And at the end of the day, you're not only making yourself look stupid, but you're not realizing that those cameras don't lie. So you on camera committing a crime. Cameras, there's cameras everywhere. So clearly you wasn't smart when you chose to commit this crime. Let's think about this for a second. You committed a crime for what? To show off your friends? And the all-time disrespect is to destroy MLK Park. MLK Park is a park that was dedicated to the late Martin Luther King Jr. And when you go and destroy something like that, you know who you're destroying. The hard work to get to there. Without Martin Luther King, he still would be going through one of the hardest events, and that's racism. We won't be allowed in schools together, churches, workplaces, and be blacks and whites. We won't be able to be together. We'll be separate. So without Martin Luther King, we'll be fighting racism. We'll be boycotting. So to give thanks to a person that worked really, really hard in the 1980s, the best thing to do to give thanks is to destroy someone's memory and legacy. Man's parents are too friendly with their children. Stop being friends with your children. They're destroying government property. Hold your children accountable. If your children look suspicious, phone the police because they know something. So as long as you don't phone the police, and guess what? You don't care about your own city. You should care enough to call the police, snap your child up. And if your child, and if your child is one of the teens that's responsible for these incidents, lock them up. You got to teach your children tough love. There's nothing wrong with it. But this is unacceptable. We should be able to enjoy our parks, not come to the park and vandalism. Those responsible, I have one message. Turn yourselves in. You can't run for long. The police will find you, and you will answer. So turn yourself in. It's the best thing you can do. If you know somebody that was with you that done it, let the police know. Let's move on to the next story. So next story is about the case of an Alabama woman who go by whose name is Carly Russell, and she called the police and said she was abducted and there was a child wearing a diaper wandering on the streets. About 2 hours ago, it just came out that it was a hoax. It was all made up, and there's no reason behind it. But she's apologizing to the community for everything. So let's read a little bit about it. I'm going to go on NBC News. There was no kidnapping. Carly Russell apologized after admitting hoax. Carly Russell admitted she did not see a toddler wandering on the side of the highway and lied about being kidnapped in a hoax that set off a nationwide effort to find her. An attorney for the Alabama woman said on Monday, Hoover Police Chief Nicholas C. DeRizes read the statement provided by Russell's attorney during a news conference in which the 25-year-old nursing student said she was not abducted as the nation was led to believe when she disappeared July 13th. Russell said she had not left the Hoover area. She returned home about 49 hours after a call to 911 reporting seeing a child on the interstate. My client apologized for her actions, the community, to the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, the statement said. The police department is consulting with the district attorney's office regarding potential criminal charges, according to Durzis. Russell was scheduled to be interviewed by police with her attorney Monday, but the department was provided with a statement. Instead, Dorsey said the department is hoping to reschedule the interview and speak to Russell for more information. We're still trying to determine where she was during the 49 hours, but I am glad that we received this at least put some of the social media super stoots, hopefully, at rest for a little bit as far as what everybody thinks took place, Dorsey said. We know that by her own admission, it doesn't happen, the chief added. The police department is consulting with the district attorney's office regarding potential criminal charges, according to Dresses. In Monday's statements, Russell attorney stated that the act alone did not have helped her in her hopes. Russell disappeared after the call at 911 just after 9:30 p.m. to report having seen Tyler on Interstate 459 South, where police said she also called a relative to report having seen a child and said she was going to help the child before the relative lost contact with her, police said. Authorities had said that the number to verify entire statements made by Russell after she returned home 2 days later. Russell's parents, Talitha and Carlos Russell, told today last week that their daughter was not in a good state when she returned and appeared to have undergone serious trauma. There were moments when she physically had to fight for her life, and there were moments when she had to mentally fight for her life. Talitha also said she made it back. A Monday statement, Russell attorney stated that she acted alone, did not have help in her house. This is my thing. Number one, you gotta understand something. You had multiple agencies, volunteers, community out looking for you. Keyword out looking for you. And then it turns up that this was all a hoax. You know, the thing is this. You know, while you playing games, there could have been an actual emergency also, and you use up all resources to get people to believe this hoax. You are 26 years old. You made a horrible decision. And one thing I don't agree with is the bullying on the internet. Because at the end of the day, that's not going to help the situation. And I think that, in my humble opinion, I think that you can clearly tell that in her mind, she was obviously going through something And it could be that she was having some type of episode that we don't know that is hopefully it's going to be revealed soon. And, you know, I think that there's more to the story. I don't understand why, you did all this and, I mean, you caused a big blow up for nothing. And I think that you definitely need the help that you need. If that's a psychiatrist, therapy session, counseling, you need something to help you move forward, maybe treatment, because there could be something wrong with you that we don't know. It could be something you're going through that made you do this. We don't know. And you declined many interviews with police, which, in my opinion, I think that by not going to these interviews and declining these interviews, it made it more suspicious. It made you more suspicious. So, in my opinion, I think that you just need help, and I hope and pray that you get the help that you need. Let's move on. News 5 Cleveland. Suspect in Bernicia Lightfoot's homicide is held on $2 million bond. If you do not know who Bernicia Lightfoot is, she is better known as a upcoming rapper or high rapper by the rap name Ihotis. Ihotis, who was found dead, and it was revealed that her boyfriend killed her. Michael Horty Nugent appeared in court Monday morning on a murder charge for the death of his girlfriend, Renisha Lightfoot, a Bedford woman reported missing last week and later found dead. Lightfoot's family reached out to police on July 18th concerned because they had not heard from her and it was unusual as her birthday was Wednesday, police said. Officers went to her home for a welfare check where they found evidence indicating someone may have been seriously injured there. Police said Lightfoot's phone was later found in the yard of her home in Cleveland. It's unclear how it got there. Rudy Nugget was identified as a person of interest in Lightfoot's disappearance. Police arrested him on July 21st. Lightfoot's body was found later that day in Slavic Village. Rudy Nugget is currently being held in jail in lieu of $2 million bail bond after pleading not guilty to murder. My opinion is the reason I want to talk about this story, two reasons. One, her age. I believe she's 26. Two, it is dangerous in these streets. As a rapper, when you become a rapper in an industry, even if you're an upcoming rapper, you need to play it slow. Do not get in a toxic relationship. You know, but as I was saying, 8:43. But as I was saying, it is dangerous when you become an upcoming rapper. You got to be careful who you choose to be in a relationship with because people could change, snap that quick, and that's what can happen. Your career is over because you're either dead or seriously injured. Rappers, whether you're female a male, whether you're a rapper or an upcoming rapper, you gotta make better decisions and you gotta start doing a background check on people you are dating. Because at the end of the day, it could be you dead somewhere in a field or in a house. And so the mistake that she clearly made was not doing a background check on this person she loved. You didn't do your homework. You failed to do your homework. And that's why a lot of times these females end up dead. Because you got these no good of a man who obviously don't really care about you, but using you because of what you are. I watched a show, just at Catfish, but it's a celebrity version. And the man was a rapper. His girl caught him cheating and confronted him. Again, he was an upcoming, well, he was a rapper, cheating on his girlfriend. Took another girl to the club, to the studio. They was making out, making, doing all this other stuff. And we should always find the red flags because they are out there. The red flags are out there. She passed the red flags because she did not see what this person was really about. She thought she could get herself in a relationship with a person who wasn't good for her. We're gonna move on, but condolences to Fortes, better known as Venetian Lightfoot, better known as Herodotus. Now, we're going back to Buffalo for our next story. And you would not believe this story. Buffalo Elementary School principal is accused of assault and abuse. Let's talk about it. Yeah. No, okay, but I can tell you. All right, I'm gonna take care of it. Now, Buffalo News. Buffalo Elementary School principal was placed on leave amid accusations of physical assault, sexual abuse. A Buffalo Public School principal has been placed on paid administrative leave as an investigation looks into accusations of physical assault and blank abuse of a fourth grade student. Gregory Johnson, principal at elementary school Dr. George E. Blackman School of Excellence, has been sued by the father of a 9-year-old who said his son suffered serious injuries after an incident on a field trip November the 3rd, as well as further incidents that occurred at the school until May 23rd. The pre-kindergarten to fourth grade school in the Buffalo School Board was also named in the lawsuit. The Buffalo Public School District takes these allegations to their utmost seriousness. District spokesperson Jeffrey Hammond wrote in a statement, the district has placed the individual on paid administrative leave pending investigation. As this is ongoing litigation, we cannot comment further. I don't understand, in my opinion, why anybody who works in a school system think it's normal and okay to put your hands on somebody else's child. You know, that's it's called assault because it's not your child, and it's called abuse. Keep that in mind. And again, the school district failed to even do a background check on this principal because what type of principal does that? Clearly, that's not something new. I'm pretty sure this principal had done this before. It just never been reported or taken seriously. So again, the Buffalo Public School District, unfortunately, is going to have to take an L because they should have done something a time ago. There was so many red flags. And when you don't address red flags, it comes reality. So you gotta address it before it's too late. So all I'm saying is, this father's gonna sue the school district principal. I swear to God, I'll get my cheddar because that child's gonna need counseling. That child's gonna need therapy, all types of stuff because that child is scarred from being abused. So let's think about that. Get the victim in prayer. Did not give up his name because he is a minor, and so keep the victim in your thoughts and in your prayers. Now let's move on to New Jersey. This story I actually was watching on YouTube. Shout out to Willie Williams' show. This is where I first saw that at. And this one triggered the hell out of me. It got me thinking about a lot of things. So let's talk about it. 3 days ago, I'm on USA Today. New Jersey is going to take an L. School bus monitor is arrested after a 6-year-old girl is strangled to death by a seat belt. Somerville, New Jersey is going to take an L. A 27-year-old school bus aide was charged in the death of a 6-year-old girl after she was strangled by the seatbelt of her wheelchair while riding the bus in New Jersey. The aide, Amanda Davila, was using her cell phone and wearing earbuds during the incident, which was a violation of policies and procedures. According to the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office, the bus was taking a student who had a disability to a summer school program. It is a tragic event, Somerset County's Chief of Detectives Francisco Roman told USA Today. The villain was arrested July 19th, and the prosecutor's office is investigating the child's death in Franklin Township, he said. So let's talk about what happened on the New Jersey school bus. Police responded to a school Monday morning after receiving a report of an unresponsive child, according to the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office. Responding officers administered a CPR to the student, but she later died at a hospital's intensive care unit. While riding the bus, the student was secured in her wheelchair at the back of the bus. The bus had a series of bumps in the road, causing the girl to slump in her seat. According to the prosecutor's office, her harness became tight around her neck and blocked her airway. The widow was using her phone with earbuds toward the front of the bus, prosecutor said. The widow was charged with second-degree manslaughter and second-degree endangering the welfare of a child. She's being held in Somerset County Jail pending a detention hearing. 6-year-old had Emmanuel syndrome. The child was born with a rare chromosome disorder known as Emmanuel syndrome, which made her unable to speak or walk, WNBC in New York reported. She was the sweetest kid you'll ever meet. She had the sweetest little laugh, little dimples, and she endured so much in her 6 years. The manager, Nash Williams, the girl's mother, told a TV station to be taken away from us in such a way that had nothing to do with her condition. Okay. One, bus aides' number one job is to look after children, not to sit in the seat with earbuds in, not to be on your phone, not paying. She wasn't obviously paying attention. to any other children on the bus. And so, again, I don't think this is the first time she ever put earbuds in her ears, got on her phone. It's not the first time it happened. This must happen multiple times, and it add up to a child losing her life. And this bus aid should be actually charged, in my opinion. If we're talking about manslaughter charges, I think she should be charged with premeditated murder. And I'm gonna tell you why. When you sit on a bus, as a bus aid, with earbuds in on your phone, not paying attention, and you purposely know that you're dealing with a child who can't speak, who can't walk, strapped down in a wheelchair, and back in the bus, and your job is to pay attention and to be aware of the surrounding. Yet you took your eyes off the attention of the children and you're in your phone, not caring about the safety of children at that point or the well being of children. Then it's called premeditated because you intentionally took your eyes off that child. And so I think it should be premeditated murder. You can add it with the second degree manslaughter and the other second degree charge. Because at the end of the day, I believe this bus aid, ex bus aid, needs to go to prison for life. For the, because at the end of the day, you need to not see blood digging. If I was the jury on those two second degree charges, I would give you 25 years each on both of them charges on a life sentence. So let's see, 10 for 50 years to life. I would give you 50 years to life without parole because your job was to watch the children. And yet your eyes was focused on your device. You failed to do your job. You failed your duty. And so at the end of the day, you should pay for what you did because you caused someone's child to lose their life. Bottom line. Let's keep the victim in your thoughts and prayers. I will be talking about this story again on Thursday. This time I'm going to be showing the pictures of the victim and her family and that bus aid because I do that to expose criminals. So stay tuned for Thursday. This last story is going to trigger you too because it triggered me. 5 days ago, I'm on Fox4News.com. So Dallas is going to take an L. I think this is at Dallas. Yep, Dallas. Crime Stoppers needs to honor reward for Dallas couple who caught 911 on wanted fugitive. Crime experts says. A criminologist told Fox 4 that Crime Stoppers was making a bad decision by denying a reward to a couple who reported a wanted child predator to the police. The report is what led to a most wanted fugitives arrest. Dr. Alex Dale Carmen is Associate Dean of Criminology at Towson State University. I will say it in non-intellectual terms that this is nonsense, he said. Dale Carmen believes Kenyatta and Breonna Jordan should be entitled to the advertised $500 Crime Stoppers reward after they bravely called 911 to report seeing a most wanted fugitive Leonard Neal at a bus stop. After calling 911 and hoping police catch the wanted fugitive, the couple later learned about the Crime Stoppers reward, but when they asked about it, they were told they were not eligible because they called 911 instead of Crime Stoppers number. Know in the law enforcement industry that the citizens in the community play a crucial part in being able to report crime as it happens and being able to help us find the bad guys when they're in our communities. He said, and so I would urge that this has a detrimental effect in terms of perception. A 41-year-old Neil was wanted for abducting a 9-year-old boy and a 7-year-old girl. He released the boy, but police say he actually assaulted the girl, who's found 12 hours later. If you have one of America's most wanted fugitives and you fail to call the 1-800-77 number, whatever number they give you, and instead pick up the phone and call 911, and you're responsible for leading law enforcement to apprehend that person, you should be rewarded as such, Daryl Carmen said. Daryl Carmen said he hopes the story can prompt Crime Stoppers to do the right thing to avoid the damage of people losing trust in the organization. It is very important for the community to be able to understand that they can call any number that is accessible to them. He said if Crime Stoppers fails to do the right thing in this case, it's going to have ramification across the entire United States. Rowlett said in statement, while the statute that creates Crime Stoppers might suggest that rewards are only paid for specific tips, it also says that the duties of the organization are to foster an environment to reward individuals for detecting and reporting crime. The Jordans acted swiftly to ensure that the apprehension of the non-male in our community should be thanking and rewarding them for their successful efforts. Fox 4 asked North Texas Crime Commission Chair David Dean if Crime Stoppers would consider the reward in this case. He maintained that the reward are only for people who call the tip line, even though he admitted people should call 911 first. It raises the question, should people whose 911 tips lead to an arrest also be eligible for a reward? I don't understand. Just because they made one mistake, because they didn't call the Crime Stopper number, I think they still should get that reward because they saved two children's lives. At the end of the day, though, I feel like those the victims who did not receive that reward, I would still sue the police department because at the end of the day, I still hope saved two children's lives that could have been gone. And at the end of the day, people make mistakes. We're humans, and as humans, we make mistakes. But they still should have got rewarded. And I think that sometimes the police can act cray cray. My thing is this: I would be grateful that these children were found and brought back to me. I would have still handed those couple that reward because if it wasn't for them, I know it's a reward we have for 10 children. So you gotta understand something. They saved children's lives. Why not give them the money? Why does it matter? People make mistakes all the time. So at the end of the day, I feel like the police department dropped the ball. I'm glad somebody came along, saw the story, gave them the same amount that was on the reward, and I think that there should be a lesson learned to the police department. I think you should make better decision when it comes to things like this, and stop being a coward. In Dallas, y'all just money hungry for no reason. That's what it is. And I think that y'all should did a better job at reinstating directions there. If you saw some of people making mistakes and calling the wrong number. Bottom line. Like, comment, subscribe, change notifications on this in the video. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Hit the cash app. Money sign capital CPA 106. Again, hit that cash to the app. Money sign capital CPA 106. And don't forget to subscribe on this channel, my Crime Time channel, and Outlining Our Community channel. Don't forget to subscribe to those three channels. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on them channels, hit the thumbs up on the channel, leave me some comments on the channels, and I will see you guys soon. I will see you guys on Thursday. Peace.